Like a night out in Sheffield, I could greasy triple T. On Sheffield United, come thrill me again.
Hello and welcome to the second episode of Blades to Glory. You may have noticed the title, Derby Day. We're not actually playing Derby, we're playing Sheffield Wednesday. You won't have seen in the last episode, but we drew them in the second round of the Carabao Cup. So you got that to look forward to at the end of the episode. That'll be the live game for today. But before then, we'll go through the transfers and a few of the recent fixtures in the Championship. So here we are again on Ezri Konsa's page, but now he's a Sheffield United player. I'm delighted with it. We brought him in for 1.5, rising to 3.4 million, I believe, in the end. And he's going to be a sort of rotation type player. We're looking to play him in cups, looking to play him in the odd league game, and hopefully he'll reach the potential there and become a good player for us, even when we're in the Premiership. So yeah, quite happy with that. As you can see, it's the 22nd of August, so there's still a bit of time, but I doubt we're going to be making any more moves in the transfer window, but obviously I'll update you if we do next episode. Moving on to the games then, this was the first one. It was against Port Vale in the Carabao Cup. We went with a 4-1-2-1-2 formation, the one that I showed you before, to try and be a bit more aggressive, a bit more attacking, see how the wing backs worked in that formation. I think against Port Vale, it's probably a fair risk to take playing a different formation. And we expected to get the majority of possession. I think we did in the end. We played quite a rotated team. I think Konsa was able to come in actually for his debut the same day, or maybe the day after I signed him. So yeah, you can see here the first goal was Donaldson, tucked that away nicely. Assist from Stevens, so the wing back was working well. Fortunately though, they managed to find a goal in the 24th minute to pay us back. I did want to show you this highlight just because it involved Konsa and not really in a good way. The ball was whipped in, thought it was cleared before, but obviously he made a bit of a mistake there. I don't know if it was the game engine or him, he's just missed the ball, so that wasn't ideal. But then we managed to quickly hit them back this time. A goal from Samir Carruthers, who came into the attacking midfield position instead of Brooks for this game. As you can see, an absolutely cracking finish, a bit like the Ched Evans one I couldn't show you the other day. And in the end, it finished 5-1 to us. Ender Stevens, an own goal, and David Brooks getting the other goals for us. They missed a penalty on, I think it was 3-1, so if it got to 3-2, it may have been a bit of a sticky situation, but overall, it turned out to be a pretty comfortable win in the end. So back to the league for this game, and it was an absolute cracker. Against Middlesbrough, one of the most difficult teams I would say in the league, and away as well. We basically went back to our 5-3-2 formation after midweek and rewarded Donaldson, I think, and Ender Stevens with a start. And it didn't get off to the greatest of starts for us. Leadbitter with an absolute screamer. Fair play to him in the 11th minute. We did manage to hit back though with an Evans equaliser. Donaldson sprinting down the wing, knocks it in, and a good finish from him there. Then in the 76th minute, they managed to get another goal to make it 2-1. This time, actually, it was Leadbitter again, I think. There's Baker on the left. Plays it in, a good low ball across, and he smashed it in. Keeper probably should have done better there, but he's not that good, so I can sort of let him off for that. Then I thought, with this counter-attacking goal, we might have been able to steal a draw. So there's Donaldson again with the assist, through to Carruthers. He scored midweek, he scored now, this time off the bench. Good finish from him. And then in the 93rd minute, Daniel Ayala got sent off for this. It looks a little bit tame, I'd say, but probably deserved a yellow there as we were pretty close to the goal and we got a free kick. I expected it just to sort of run on like it does and the free kick to amount to nothing, but actually here we can see a very lucky goal. 94th minute, thought we'd won the game, it was 3-2 at this point, but they found a goal. A decent clearance, the ball was headed down to Donaldson with an absolutely terrible touch, and I don't know what our centre-backs are doing there, they're far too far forward. I probably should have changed the settings to counter. We were on standard, I think, at this point. Adama Traore, with his pace, you're not going to catch him. Finds the net, and it's 3-0. And that's how it ended. A pretty good result, actually, you'd have to say, but given we were 3-2 up, I was a bit disappointed. But overall, yeah, away against Middlesbrough, you can't really complain. Well, the next game was against Cardiff, and let's just say this game would be dead last on Match of the Day. But unlike Match of the Day, I'm not going to show you any of the highlights. I don't think you want to be put to sleep like you would in a Stoke versus West Brom or something at 11:30 on a Saturday night. It ended 0-0. I think it was probably due to Warnock's style of play being pretty defensive like mine. As you can see, barely any shots on target from either team, but overall, pretty good result, I'd say. So the next game was against Barnsley at home. So I kind of thought we'd go back to our 4-1-2-1-2 and try and play it a bit more offensive against a relegation sort of candidate like them. And well, it went quite well. The first goal was scored by Donaldson on the stroke of half time. There we go. Nicely tucked away. Assist from Brooks. All good. Then we managed to actually get another goal through Donaldson. But then in the 72nd minute, there was a bit of a defensive cock up, which I thought I'd show you to make it 2-1. Here we go. The ball's put through, and I do not know what that is. I don't know whose fault that is. That's probably O'Connell's, but Blackman was blooming miles in his goal. If we just have a quick look again at this, there we go. The ball played through. I don't know whose fault that was, but anyway, it was a pretty poor goal to concede, and it put the pressure on us. But we did manage to come out with the win, as I said before. 2 goals from Donaldson, very good performance from him. And then this formation, again, I'd say similar to the Port Vale. We were on top, we had a lot of the shots, we had a lot of the possession. I guess it's kind of expected against a team like Barnsley, but a pretty solid result. It really could have been 4-1 or 3-0 before they got the goal. So yeah, I was pretty pleased with this performance. Right, looking at the table then, after 4 games, we're in 5th, sitting pretty there. We got 2 wins and 2 draws, obviously, from those games. And I should just say, in terms of expectations, I don't think I touched on it before, but the board's expectation was just to avoid relegation. My personal expectation, hopefully, would probably to be finishing in the top half of the squad we have. If we can mount a push for the playoffs, that would be fantastic. Obviously, top 2 is going to be very difficult with some of the squads in this division. You can see QPR at the top at the moment, somewhat surprisingly. Who have they played? Hull, Norwich, Sheffield Wednesday, Reading. Okay, they've done very well to win those games. Blooming Birmingham, you expect them to go down, maybe move down in the table at least. Aston Villa, fair enough. Middlesbrough, fair enough. Wolves at the bottom and Norwich as well. Be interesting to keep an eye on those teams. But anyway, yeah, hopefully we're going to aim for around top half, and yeah, I'll just keep updating you with the table as we go on throughout the season. So yeah, on to the live gaming at Sheffield Wednesday now. Right, so this is the team we're going to go for. Blackman in goal. As I said before, he's not that great. I kind of think I probably should have brought someone in for Simon Moore, who's actually coming back quite soon, 3 to 6 weeks. Okay, that might be about a month or so then. To be fair, 7.02 rating over the last 5 games. That might just be because we've done pretty well. In the defence, we're going for Jack O'Connell, very solid player. Jake Wright, who we decided to keep. He's going to be the stopper coming in for Richard Stearman in this game. I think his experience will be good against Sheffield Wednesday, and that's why we're playing Basham instead of Konsa. I feel like he needs a few more games before he gets into a game as sort of rough and tumble as this one might be, especially with, I think they're playing a defensive style of play. I saw on the tactical analysis. So Lafferty on the left, Baldock on the right. Lundstrom just come back from injury recently. Coots will come into the Mazzala position. Normally that would be Fleck, but I think he is someone I want to keep an eye on, see how he does. He's played well in his last few games, 7.06. Brooks, we want him starting every game, an advanced playmaker pretty much. Sharp and Evans, the duo up top. Donaldson's done very well recently, but I think he needs a little bit of a rest. He can obviously come on off the bench. He might be coming on 60 minutes or even half time if we need him. But as well, the bench is pretty strong as well, so we got a pretty strong bench for this game. Let's get into it. Here we go. We can see the lineups. They've got a few recognisable faces in there. I don't know how rotated their team is. Stephen Fletcher, obviously up front. Jay Fulton, they've got on loan from Swansea, I think, and they might have bought him. Flamini, very solid defensive midfielder. Reece Nelson on loan as well, I believe. Um, Recognise these other names. Morgan Fox, that might be, I think. But I don't know whether they bought him this season or not. But anyway, 4-4-2, pretty standard from them. I don't know why none of the players have got the game faces. That seems slightly odd. We've got all game faces apart from Blackman. But yeah, let's go into the game. Right, as it kicks off, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watched my last video. The likes and any subscriptions or whatever, very much appreciated. I just want to say again, any feedback at all you want to leave in the comments, good or bad, about anything, that would be great. I'd just love to see that. Obviously, I can improve with that and see what happens, as they just missed a chance early on. Hopefully, that's not a sign of things to come. As the time ticks on towards the end of the first half, nothing has really happened. A couple of shots come in. One that we've got, one that they've got. Really, not much there to talk about, I'm afraid, in this game. Probably a bit like the Cardiff one. Both teams very defensive. But yeah, we'll just do the team talk now. What would I say? Get back there. Yeah, go on, get out there and grab the goal. Okay, they're not very interested in that. I'll just let the assistant do that. Start this off. You might have seen there, Ched Evans, no overall chances. That seems to pretty much always be there in the analysis on the highlights, that one of the strikers hasn't got any chances. That's not a surprise to me. I don't think you can really take too much from that. Right, as they've just made a quick substitution, I think they brought on Gary Hooper for Stephen Fletcher. I'm going to make a substitution of my own. We're going to bring... I think we might bring Donaldson on. And then Brooks take off for Crothers. He's scored a few good goals for us late on in games. See if he can get his shooting boots on for us today. Here we go, here's a highlight, and it's for them, and the ball goes off the bar. Lafferty clears. Right, I think it's time to make my final substitution. Ideally, I'd quite like to take Coots off, but given the fact that Lundstrom's fitness isn't great and he's on a yellow card, we'll bring Isaac Hayden on. Why not? If it goes to extra time, I'm a bit worried about a few of these players' fitness, but I'll give them a day off afterwards if it gets that far. This has been an awful game, by the way. Sorry about this. The first live game, and there is virtually nothing to talk about in terms of the actual match. So yeah, that's not ideal. And it looks like it's going to run out. It's presumably this is not going to be a high. It's a goal. Chris Basham with the assist by Jack O'Connell. It's not often you see two defenders, one assisting and one scoring. Wow, the fans will be pleased with that one. I know I would be if I was a Sheffield United fan and we grabbed one, nicked one in a pretty awful game off Sheffield Wednesday. That is great, that is fantastic. I'm very pleased with that. It looks like the time's going to tick away unless it balls a Middlesbrough against me and they score here. The ball's cleared. Come on, ref. 10 seconds past the +4 added time. Come on. Fox lumps it forward. Lafferty, okay, he's done well enough. Go on, this must be it. And that is it. The final whistle goes. First live game, we've got a win by the skin of our teeth. Although I'd say we probably did deserve it maybe on this. 0-0 wouldn't have been surprising at all, and that was what I was expecting. But yeah, that's a fantastic result. It continues on our early season form. So yeah, very pleased with that. Ched Evans didn't really do that much, but I can let him off. He's done well so far this season. Chris Basham with a goal. He might be rewarded with another start after that. He isn't playing many games. Well done to him. Right, so that's the end of episode 2 now. A very good ending to the episode, I must say. In the next episode, we should be coming in after this Carabao Cup game, probably, I'd say. Actually, we might play. It depends who it's against. If it's a team that we should easily beat, I suspect we'll come back for this Sheffield Wednesday away league game. But if it's a team a Premier League team, I think we'll come back for that, and then we'll show the Sheffield Wednesday game as well. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this episode. Obviously, like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, don't bother. And anyway, ta-ra for now.